Okay, so welcome back. So this is not a coding section, so this is just like interjection in between coding. So I think it's very important to have this kind of conversation, especially for people who don't have like computer science experience before, and or you've not been into any coding class, or you've been hearing about technology, coding, tech, programming. What's all this about? It's like it's mad, it's this, it's that. I know it can be very overwhelming in the beginning, and I think the concept is that it's like when you're trying to learn something new, everything is like, what are they talking about? Everything just like gibberish to you, because and that is the way our brain is. Our brain is so scared of, I don't know, I'm not an expert in brains, but I would just say that like anytime it's like, for instance, you're in a new environment or you move to a new school, everybody's new, you don't know what to expect, your brain just trying to scramble. It's like you try to like protect yourself as much as possible, because we don't do well with new space in new places. That's why most of the time we start to stay in the know where we have control. So anytime we are taken into a space where we don't really have control, then we get worried, we get scared, like maybe I can't do it, maybe I'm dumb, maybe I'm just for me, I just want to say that no, maybe you're not, and actually you are not, because I can remember, like for me also, it was really difficult to be able to start to learn how to code. I started to learn to code uh, immediately after my secondary school. So, and I think for the first time I lay my hand on the computer, it felt really strange. But I was just really excited about what the computer can do. And for the record, the person that first teach me how to use word processor, she was even less than 10 years old. Like, and I was so like, wow. So using Microsoft Word and PowerPoint, and I was about 18, 19 then. You understand? So, and by the time I started to venture into programming, coding, and all of these things, they all feel so strange. When I saw this saying, this code you can see behind in the background, the PHP stuff, it was really, really strange to me. Like, what is all this? What are they saying? What does the curly braces, the question marks, and all of these things, what does they mean? You know, and it's normal to feel that way in the beginning, because this is what you're gonna do, and this is what I do all the time. Every time I want to learn a new concept, a new technology, I just try to like familiarize myself for it. Like, you just need to be patient with yourself and your brain. You know, what I do, I use like 2 3 steps in learning new things. Sometimes I do what we call like quick read. Like, I get all the information I can get about that thing, to just like slap my brain to like trigger it, and then I rest, and then I do what they call the slow reading to like make sense of all of the pinch and pieces of the information I've learned. And then the third way, I then start to build something and start to practice, and start to take the little things I've gained, and then I learn with it, and then I practice with it, and then I start to get better. And you can always go back and go back and go back to learn all of those fundamentals. Like for me, I go back every time to learn JavaScript fundamentals, to learn for the Python fundamentals, even other programming, like other concepts. So because like these fundamentals are things that are very important than even the big things you're going to be building, because there are a lot of tools, a lot of community, a lot of frameworks that are going to help you big things. But understanding the simple things is what you're going to be learning throughout your career. You know, and that's it. And the thing is that coding is not really meant for like extra talented people. You know, because everything you see in codes are actually designed by human beings. So codes are the way we talk to computers, and then the computers take that thing and be able to like interpret it in another way, and then in the way the machines can be able to interpret it. So this is how it works. So we want to talk to computers. Computers doesn't understand one and zero, doesn't understand English language like we speak. We speak English to each other as human beings. So, but then Computer doesn't understand English, they understand one and zeros. So we need an intermediate like translator between us and the computer. And the translator is all these compilers that we have, or interpreters. So then we have all this programming language that is a medium for us to speak to that interpreter, and then the interpreter will interpret that programming language to computers, and computers like, oh, this is what you want me to do, and then the computers can do it. So now all of these standards in the programming language you're learning are not made up, they don't come from the sky. They are standards that individuals like us, humans, they state those standards. They're like, okay, if you want to tell computer, do this, say hello, this is how you do it. Like the code behind me in this background, you have this is a PHP code, right? That's saying, okay, computer, I want you to echo hello world. So echo in PHP means print, or say, in English, like say hello world means, that's how. And then you have all these parentheses. These parentheses is just telling PHP interpreter like, okay, this code, this set of codes they are PHP codes. So because we have so many language, we have Python, we have JavaScript, and how do we tell them apart from each other? And all of them can be run on the same computers. So this angle bracket and question mark PHP are the way computers can tell these things apart. Like, okay, this is PHP. Oh, this is Python interpreter. This is Java. This is SQL. This is this. So, and inside those programming language, there are other paradigms, semantics, grammars. Just like English, we have past tense, past participles, we have alphabets, we have all of those things in way we communicate and construct words and sentences. So the same way in programming language, we have all of these standards, and each programming language have their standards. So you just need to like, okay, I want to learn Python. How do you communicate in Python? Learn the basic, the fundamentals, and then you build up from there. You understand? So naturally, like anyone can learn it. Sincerely, like if you look at these days, you don't really have to be. I'm going to have another pep talk on, do you need to have a computer science degree to venture into software engineering and technology? Maybe or maybe not. So, but this is just about pep talk on is coding for you. Coding is for everyone these days. It's like farming is from everyone some years back. Like you have to farm, like to prepare for you and your family and stuff like that. So, but these days we have like mechanized farming. So all of us don't have to be a farmer anymore, because one person can control hectares of land that can feed a lot of people. You understand? But these days, like you can be a programmer yourself. You can write your own programs that can make impact in people's life. You understand? So even not being a professional programmer, being able to like understand code and the concept of how things work can give you an advantage in this current dispensation. So that's the idea. If you have any questions, put it in the comments. Like share these videos with people that are like, oh, can I do this or not? I'm scared. Share it with them. It will help them a lot. And also, if you have any questions, subscribe to my YouTube channel. And we are going to continue this series for absolute beginners, where we are talking about HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So using freecodecamp.org. If you don't have a freecodecamp.org, you can go and subscribe. It's very amazing. They have a guide, curriculum, and then with practice and with a lot of content. So what I'm just doing is like putting context and explanation into this content themselves to make sense, and you could have what we call like a reinforcement learning, and then you could take that up from there and maybe feel like, okay, I want to make a career out of coding, or you want to be a software engineering or machine learning, or go to different aspects of programming you want to have interest in. Why I tell beginners to learn web development first is because it's very accessible, it's amazing, it's simple. You just need your computer and your web browser, and you can start coding. So thank you very much for watching this video. Subscribe and share, and see you in the next video.